Hi, girlies. Welcome to Book Please Podcast. It's Elina here.
Hey guys, it's Amanda.
Honestly, can somebody weigh in if our intro makes you cringe? Because now when I hear it back, the hi girlies, I want to die every time.
Well, you know what I love? You're like, hi girlies, and I'm like, ain't forgetting the guys that are watching.
Yes,
hey guys.
yes. Hey guys, supporters. I don't know. Let us know. Is it annoying? And also what we need to decide is like, what do we call our fandom? So like if we have Book Please, like are we?
Book hoes.
No.
Book hoes.
We're going to cut that out. No. I was like trying to figure it out. And
It has
I'm
to
like,
be book related.
I know. And I was like, pleasers is fucking weird.
Okay, my book hoes.
Yeah, but you like actually, no, but what I'm saying is like, it's not intent. I'm just using the word, but then I'm like, shit, that doesn't work because it's inappropriate.
Yes.
And then like a bookie is a fucking gambler.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what can we be? I don't know. Let us know. Guys, I will literally give you guys an Amazon gift card if you can name our fandom like something good.
And we use it. Yes.
Yeah.
And it has to be
we
clever. Like, hello, our name, book please. Like, bitch please. We need it cute.
Yes. Yeah. Like you guys get it, right? It's a play off of bitch please.
I hope you got it.
Yeah, we hope so. I remember that day when we were like going through names and everything, and everything was like LLC or patent, and we checked a million things, but like this was like the perfect one, and I'm so happy with it. But yes, we need to figure out like what we are, you know?
See, now all I'm thinking about is
I don't know. And I'm trying to be positive, but I know that we're going to talk about something serious, and it's getting me so heated, and like I'm seeing red. Honestly, let's just talk about P. Diddy before it's going to ruin the whole day.
Doesn't he
for
go
me.
by Diddy now?
Girl, Diddy, Puff Daddy, rapist. Okay, let's do it because this loser is disgusting. This video came out. It was released with his ex-girlfriend from 2016. It was surveillance video from a hallway. This man was beating the shit out of Cassie, kicking her, everything. And it's everything that she had said. She had a lawsuit that came out in November. It completely corroborated her story. Like I saw CNN did a side-by-side of like the lawsuit document, the lines in it, and then put the video to the lines to really show like, it just made me so sick to see how evil he was, just like in public.
Yeah, I could never fathom any reason or how a man could feel like a man putting any hands on a woman.
Literally.
It's disgusting.
And to me, he was so determined to go after her that he came out naked in a bath towel in public, no regard for somebody being in the hotel, coming out of the elevator. That to me says you're comfortable. That to me says you've done this before. Yep. This is not I made a mistake. Oh, I took it too far. Oh, I was drunk. So he claimed that he was trashed at the time. No. And she's not the only one who has stepped forward.
I believe it. Like you said, you don't do that once. And when he kicked her in the face, I was just like,
yeah, and like kept going after her. Like he would not let her leave. Like he chased her. And he threw a glass vase at her. I'm so disgusted. And it's not just him, too.
There's
because
so many.
You know, there's people around him that are enabling this behavior. There's people around him that let him put out that trash statement when her lawsuit came out and when other people spoke up. And he said, his statement makes me literally die laughing because he was like, I've sat in silence and watched as my name has been dragged through mud. These women are looking for a quick payday. Like, sir.
And then his apology video, I'm just like.
And they knew that this video existed.
Yes. Everything comes to light. Everything.
And you know what? He has said that too, that, you know, the truth comes to light. Sir, it did. It did. I cannot, and that's exactly what you said. He came out with an apology video after the video came to light. You knew.
You got caught.
There was no other reason that you apologized other than because you got caught.
Crazy. Oh, I got help. I'm disgusted of that person I was. Are you though?
So then why did you tarnish her name? So many people look up to you. You're so many people's icon. You idiot. Your whole legacy, and you have daughters. This whole thing is disturbing. And you know what? My favorite part of the whole thing was when Cassie's attorney spoke out.
Oh, for me, it was her husband.
He said that a man who hits a woman is not a man. Like so many things. His statement was incredible. And I just love, it was Alex Fine, who's her husband, someone who's just going to like speak out like that. Like what an example of like when you move on from trauma and bullshit, the light that's waiting on the other side.
Yeah. And it shows you what happens. It happened for her. I'm so happy for her and
Yeah.
her family. Oh, but yeah, I'm like watching this. I'm more shocked how it came out so late. Like I expect this to be out, when it was happening. So I
feel like there's a reason because this one incident is from 2016 and it's past the statute of limitations. So nobody can issue any charges. So even the LA police spoke out in a statement and they were like, we're disturbed by this, da-da-da. However, we can't do anything about it because it's past that time frame. And I did hear that like Diddy did pay someone off. So I'm assuming maybe it was like, now that the time frame is up, like the deal is up or whatever, or somehow it got out now that it's like less kept because it's not going to do anything. But it does a whole lot in proving like, in diminishing his word at the very least. And there's these other women too that have spoken out. And I loved Cassie's lawyer spoke out and said Combs's most recent statement is more about himself than the many people he has hurt. When Cassie and multiple other women came forward, he denied everything and suggested that his victims were looking for a payday, that he was only compelled to apologize once his repeated denials were proven false, shows his pathetic desperation, and no one will be swayed by his disingenuous words.
Yep, exactly. He got caught. It's out there. There's proof. What can you say?
Don't you think it's funny that even his lawyers, knowing all of these things existed, that they still let him put out this statement saying like, I can't believe this. Everyone's looking for a payday, da-da-da. Like, you didn't think of like any other way to address the situation knowing like it's only a matter of time before people know. And it's so much bigger than them. And this, everyone who's been enabling it, like it's gonna get out and it has been getting out. So the way they handled it to me was funny.
Yeah. And I just want to say, Diddy, you're not the only piece of shit out there. Plenty of you. Stop hitting women.
Yeah, honest to God. Thank you.
I don't understand like how a man feels like I would feel like fucking scum on the bottom of my shoe if it's like me hitting a little kid.
Yeah.
It's like
it was so hard to watch. And like, why, even selfishly, even if you're not thinking of her in any way, how are these people doing this to themselves? Like, you have this opportunity that people would die for. Like, where you are, who you are,
your resources,
the money, everything. And you know what? He had the key to the city, to New York City. Mayor Adams awarded him a key to the city in September, and now they're considering rescinding the key. Like, this man literally had a key to New York City, and he was like, everybody was praising him for being this music mogul, cultural icon, philanthropist, donating to New York. Like, let that be your fucking legacy. And you know what? If you really had these issues in the past and you're as changed as you claim, like, do the work, put money into different, like, battered women's shelters, like TV. Privately take care of things. Like, actions. Nobody wants to see your face on vacation. He looks like he's in some sort of tiki hut on an island being like, I take full responsibility. You take responsibility because there's no denying what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, there's no coming back. I literally looked over at my boyfriend. I was like, Diddy is canceled. I don't want to hear his shit.
Yeah.
We're not drinking Ciroc.
And it's far beyond canceled. Like, this is what canceled is meant for. Like, we go way, way, way too far with that term, but it's like, this is what this is created for. Like, people like this. Like,
I won't even listen to an R. Kelly
song. I'm sorry.
Song.
It's like, come on, you're disgusting. And you know what's so funny to me? Remember when Diddy, I don't know if you remember this, but Diddy wanted to do this whole rebrand. Diddy wanted to be called Brother Love in recent years. And he literally spoke out and was trying this whole, and nobody picked up on it. Nobody used it, but he was like, I will only respond to love or brother love going forward. Brother love.
I can't.
Brother rapist, brother abuser. Like, where's the love? It's so funny and ironic. Like, it's like you're trying so hard to overcompensate.
He's just an awful man.
I cannot believe that this man of all people was like, I want to be brother love. Like, what is going through your sick fucking head? That's delusion. It's all the drugs that you're forcing these women to take that have gotten to your own damn head. God. That's, you know what that's giving to me? Oh, I might get canceled for this one, but I've been holding this in for a long time. Okay. It's giving Black China. Here we go with my Black China theory. Okay. So take a seat, everybody. It's story time. Black China, okay, has had so much controversy for, trying to kidnap younger girls, for trapping a girl in a hotel room and allegedly trying to traffic her, and other girls have spoken up about the same claims. I literally went on a deep dive watching this one girl's whole event of the nights when Black China locked her up, kidnapped her in a hotel room, would not let her leave. And she was scared for her life, tried to press charges multiple times, tried to raise alarms, and she's not the only one. There's a lot of weird shit going on in the realm of Black China. And all of a sudden, she's like, I want to be Angela White. Do not call me Black China. She gets baptized. She claims to have dissolved all her fillers, even though her face to me honestly looks like a jigsaw puzzle. I don't know what's going on. But she is like, I'm real now. Bitch, your entire body from your head to your toe. How many mommy makeovers have you had? All of her baby daddies have paid for her reconstruction after birth. Anyways, she is like, I dissolved my filler. I'm with the Lord now. Everybody is falling for it. God. Everybody is falling for it.
You're like, not me.
No, we did not forget Black China Angela White. We did not forget. White. She's trying to rebrand her. So this is my theory. She's done all of these things, and everyone is having her on their podcast. Mm-hmm. They're putting her in news stories. They're doing interviews, and they're like, wow, you've really turned your whole life around.
She's trying to repent?
She is not trying to repent. She is putting up a front so that when they come after her, just like Diddy, she can say, I'm a changed woman. Look at A, B, and C.
I'm
you
think some God. Evidence is coming out?
Yes, 150%, because so much already came out. She's already had all these lawsuits and attacks on her that I'm like, I already know that she's just positioning herself to be ready for when the shit hits the fan. And you know what? Everybody's buying it, and they're going to be like, no, but she really changed. I see, we see her growth. She's doing this on purpose. Mm-hmm. Imagine someone's coming at you and you're the worst person ever. You're going to put yourself out there. Your PR team is going to be like, we're going to make you look like fucking saint. We're going to baptize you in public. Your name is Angela White. Bitch, you were the top earner on OnlyFans.
We don't know Black China. We don't know who she is.
Yeah, I'm like, girl, we know. Elina did not forget, and I'm here on record to say it. So when this shit comes out, you remember this. First. You heard it here first. I'm saying it. I'm sorry, but this is it. That's all I gotta say.
We need to stop giving POSs the time of day.
Yes. Well, we have a little bit more, but a little less.
We have more?
Well, a little less of us, lower on the scale.
Okay.
Okay. Let's talk about something that was supposed to be nice, but didn't turn out so well. Okay. The Dublin portal in New York City.
We can't have nice things.
No. So this portal was set up, a quote unquote portal. It's really this big circular thing. There's one in New York City, and the other receiving end is in Dublin, Ireland, which is such a cool concept. It's basically like a giant screen, like a giant Zoom call. Mm-hmm. And when you're in New York City and you look through it, on the other side, you see Dublin, and Dublin sees New York City. Mm-hmm. How dope.
So cool. And I love that there's different accents too. It's cute.
It's so cute.
And they should have this everywhere. Technology is amazing.
Yes, and you could see into the city, and you're like, holy shit, that's what's happening in New York in real time right now. You see through.
Does Ireland like us? I wonder if they picked somewhere that they were like, let's pick a place that doesn't hate Americans.
Yeah, I can't speak for the Irish. But
do you like us?
Do you know why, Amanda, we didn't talk about this last week? Because it was up last week.
It's down now.
Yes. It was put up and then put the fuck down because some dumb influencer, OnlyFans model picked up her shirt and flashed people in Dublin.
For free?
For free. And not only did she flash people, she it wasn't like, oh, quick flash. Like she pulled up her shirt, she swirled her titties around, and she put on a show.
Do they record these? Do you know if they're like?
I'm sure it's circulated. I didn't see it. I didn't look for it. But then on the other side, Dublin put up a video of the plane striking the Twin Towers.
Oh, they don't like us.
They
don't fuck with us.
Well, yeah.
Oh, that's like one of the most, if not like very traumatic time for us.
Yeah, and look how excited you were
at
the start of this
and that's what you do to us?
Definitely not even, but I think there was some mooning on our end too. It's not just us. I just mean humanity in general. What the F? I love how we're saying us because we live in Florida now, but we resonate.
We identify as American.
Yes. Well, American, yes. But I was going to say New York. I feel that's my people.
Yeah. Our people are a little
and
nutty.
I'm like, damn, that really sucks. But I'm not surprised.
They should have put it upstate New York was a little more.
Yeah. I know. I think it would happen anywhere eventually. But it sucks because it's such a cool concept.
It is, yeah.
But here we are.
Move it to Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, that would be way worse. But you know what they did do? They are putting it back up now. They have set hours. This is so sad that they had to do it this way, but now they have certain provisions. And if you're in frame and you do something crazy and you step up to it, it blurs the screen.
They should have known better though. Think about it. You just need those immature people to be like, oh,
I could just put my titties out there for the world in Ireland.
Find me an Irish husband today.
OMG, that was some shit. But yes.
New York, do better.
Do better.
Ireland, you definitely need to do better.
Yeah. Let's all just appreciate some things that we have going for us and not ruin them.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Our next order of business.
Our poll?
Yes. So this was kind of spawned from our conversation last week talking about New Jersey housewives, and it got us thinking, since there's all these girls on these other sides, some girls stuck in the middle, how would you feel if one of your friends was friends with somebody who did you dirty, who you no longer get along with, one of your haters or quote unquote enemies? Could you be friends with someone who is friends with someone who is, doesn't like you or has done you dirty?
What did you write on the poll? What was your answer?
If I had to so we did put out a poll to our audience, and asked, you guys to give us some explanations to if you wanted to weigh in. And a lot of you didn't. Thank you.
You guys are ruthless. You guys were all like, fuck that bitch. No.
More no's than yeses. I would say this. I voted no. I think it's circumstantial too. It depends. So. If you just don't like that person, whatever, you can kind of remove yourself from the situation and it's not a big deal. I think that if someone has truly, really done you dirty and has, you have this feeling about this person and this gut punch every time you hear their name or see things, I think it's hard for me to feel like it's a safe space with my friend who's in between. And it's hard for me to feel like, I don't want to even hear about it, know about them going to that person, not knowing what part of my business they're going to share. And also just the fact that it doesn't bring me peace and makes me feel uneasy is, it's hard for me to think that I could be so close to that person. Maybe not best friends. Maybe I would need to set a boundary.
I agree. I feel like if it was you, let's use you as an example.
Yes,
my girl, best friend, sister. If you were hanging out with some bitch that I can't stand, okay, so if I can't stand her, maybe I just don't like her. Maybe she's just not my cup of tea. Then I'm be friends with her, but if she did me dirty, something that's unforgivable, I'm trying to. Looked at my man too long. No,
she's like, this is the bar.
Things that are unforgivable. Yes. I feel like then it's I don't want to hear about her. I don't want to know you're going to chill with her. I can't stand that bitch. I feel like you said, I want to remove myself from negative energy. And if I have to think about you chilling with someone that And then it just reminds me every time what they did to me, then it's like, no. But I think it's circumstantial. Like there's, for example, I have this one best friend. Love you. You know who you are.
Yes.
I know her from back home. And we became friends, I want to say after high school, but we went to the same high school. And to this day, literally one of my best friends, we could go months without talking. It's like nothing changed. I love like a friendship that's super easy, not too needy. And she hangs out. She grew up in the town. So a lot of her friends are people we went to high school with. I don't really like care for them. I would say, yes, maybe younger. Some of them did me dirty. But I know that if she was ever in a room with them and they were to say anything bad about me, she'd have my back. Like she'd be like, don't talk about her. So I feel like that's the one situation where I'm like, and then I'm older now. So I'm like, how are your friends doing? Like, even though I like half care, I'm like, because I know those are her friends too. And she'll be like, oh, this person's married, this person have a kid. I'm like, that's great.
Yeah.
But I would, if it's someone I'm super close with and I can't stand that, I got to disconnect myself.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And that piece that you said, like about how your friend would shut it down. If you have a friend that like is, even if they come to you and they're like, she said this, that, the other about you, whatever. If somebody feels like they can tell your friend, there's a problem there.
Exactly.
Because nobody in their right mind is going to come to me and say shit about you because they know that that's not appropriate, not allowed. I wouldn't stand for it, and that you would know immediately.
Yeah.
So if somebody feels comfortable going to your friend about you, red flag.
Oh, yeah. For sure. It's like family. You say anything about my family, we're going to have a huge issue.
Yeah.
My best friends, anyone I'm close with, same thing.
And I will say, too, if you have a friend who is constantly, and I had to learn this the hard way, if you had a friend who is constantly talking to you about all of her friends, then she's doing the same about you.
Oh, yeah.
You are not the exception. And it's unfortunate because now I see like, one of my friends who I'm no longer even acquaintances with, don't speak with, whatever, best decision of my life. But I see her like buddy with all the other girls. And I'm like, if only these girls who are like, hanging out with her knew the extent of the shit that she said about them. And I had to learn that, hey, this is happening to you too, girl. You are no exception. And that's just not somebody that I want in my life whatsoever. And I feel the same way about if you have a friend who's kind of in the middle, like a friend who's is a friend to everyone and like never takes a side.
It's a friend to no one.
Yeah, it's a friend to no one. It's a little bit suspicious. If you're playing all sides, you're fake and you're two-faced. Like,
yeah, I think people can have different opinions and you can validate that. You're entitled to feel how you feel. I don't feel that way about that person.
Yeah.
But I agree. Like, I can't be friends with people that all they want to do is talk shit.
Yes.
Like, I don't, I don't mind life updates here and there, but like, I don't have the energy. Like I want the best for everyone. I hate no one. I can dislike someone. I have no hate in my heart for anyone. Anyone that did me dirty in the past, anyone that I feel like was a friend and I wish you the best.
Yeah. And there are things that like I've had to say to let people know like, hey, I'm not comfortable with this. Even if it's not about a friend, like you have to be, able to like remove yourself a little bit in certain circumstances. And if you don't feel like, one of your friends can be that way, then to me, it's not a friendship I can keep. Should we read some of the responses that we got?
Someone did weigh in and it was like, like that saying like, you are who you chill with, show me your friends and it'll tell me all I need to know about you, like that kind of thing. I agree with that too. But I think also like you may be the same, but I have friends like in different like, like this friend is like really, really close. This one is like my social friend. And I feel like it's who I'm with majority of my time. It's kind of like me. Like we could sit around, do nothing.
Right.
We can be honest with each other. Like those are the friends that I feel like I am like, and we kind of like the same people too.
Yes. And you can put them in a bucket. Like they don't have to be your best friend that you see every day. There have been, there's even been someone that I've said to you like, hey, this bothers me a lot about this person. I respect like whatever friendship you or others have with her. I will do things in a group setting, but I won't hang out with her one-on-one and I don't care for her as like my person in any way.
No, and I get it. I feel like your feelings are valid.
So I have some extreme ends of the spectrum. This one says, hell to the no, LOL, girl code. Because if they hang out around those kind of people and find nothing wrong with their actions, they are just as guilty.
Because they did you dirty.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
In those scenarios where they totally did you dirty, you cannot, like, if somebody witnesses all the shit this person has done to you and is cool and buddy with them, it's a no. Like, it has to be.
Honestly, I'm so judgmental that you didn't even have to do it to me. If you did something to someone else that I think was fucked up, I still don't want to hang out with you.
Yeah.
Like, even with, like, I won't hang out with girls that are like, and I'm talking about at this age. Younger, yes, young and dumb. But at this age, if you're out cheating on your spouse, or, you know, you're talking bad about friends that we're like mutual friends with when I feel like it's coming out of nowhere, I remove myself because it kind of tells me like the kind of character you are. Like, it's a character thing for me.
That, honestly, there have been times too where like I have like no problem with a friend, but I have to be like, their actions I just can't deal with. So I'm like, I'm not like, even if like we have no beef or issue, like you bringing up the home wrecking or whatever, I have personally seen like somebody that I went to college with who I thought was like a sweet, fun girl, like making some decisions that were not the best, and, you know, sleeping around with somebody that she knows is living with another woman. And for me, it's like, yeah, did you do something to me? No. Do I want to be your friend? No. Like, I don't want to hear your stories. I don't want you to brush this off. I don't want to carry your burden. It's toxic, negative energy bullshit. And I can't stand that.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not judging. It's your life. Do what you want. But it's not like something I agree with.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, I'm all about like, you know, like be honest, or like, I don't know. I just feel like if they are cheating with you, they'll do it to you.
Yeah.
So it's like
your moral compass is not the same.
Exactly. Your moral compass. I wouldn't even say, it's just a character thing for me.
And it's like, you cannot relate to this person. So what on earth?
I have too much of a heart. I'd be like, the whole time I'd be feeling, I don't even know this person. I could be feeling bad. Yeah. And it just wouldn't sit right.
Yeah. Okay, so I have another one where someone said the opposite. And they said, yes, if that person has set boundaries with them. If you trust that person and know they respect you enough to not be involved in the separation, then you can make it work. But oftentimes, the toxic person you cut out won't be able to handle your friend staying neutral and will naturally drift. Misery loves company, and nothing brings people closer than hate. If your friendship is worth it, you can make it work. And this person had a friend kind of in the middle and did love her other friend very much, and they did make it work because there's trust there's boundaries, and she knows, like what you said, that her friend will not allow her name to be brought up in a room. Yeah. And I think that's the only circumstance in which it works.
I would say it depends on like the situation, but that works.
Yeah.
You know, and then if your friend is anything like you would do the same. Yeah. You know, like I may I may hang out with someone that I know doesn't fully like my other friend, but I'm not going to sit here while you fucking bash her. How old are we?
What about if someone just did not like your man? Could you be their friend?
No, because if you were my friend, you'd let me see for myself. If say you think I could do better, or he's not the person for me, I want you to be my supportive friend. You could say like, you know, I love you, but I don't think he's the right person for you. That's it. Like, I don't need you to tell me every day, like to have conflict. Let me see that for myself. Yes. So I can't, I wouldn't like that.
And I think there's a way to have some sort of delivery. Like, look, this really upsets me. Like, I think you deserve A, B, and C. Like, you know, talking through things with your friend is one thing, but like continuously putting that man down to them every single day when this is their chosen partner.
Exactly.
You've done your job as a friend. You've spoken up, and you don't have to hang around them all the time, but it's also not, you know, okay to completely disrespect them every time you guys are hanging out.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's that person's life.
And I think that like, if you choose to end up like, let's say somebody doesn't like my boyfriend. If this is the person I'm going to be engaged to, if this is the person I'm going to marry, what? I can't tell you when I get a ring. I can't have you as my bridesmaid or attend my wedding with happiness. Then eventually, like, I feel like, how are we supposed to have a friendship?
Yeah. And honestly, I feel like if I'm happy and this is the life I chose, if you can't choose to be happy for me, why would you want to be in my life anyways?
Right.
So it's, I think it's who I date is between me and who I date. And I, of course, value family, friends, input. Yeah. That's super important to me. I don't think I could end up with someone that doesn't get along with my family and close friends. Totally. But I think that's for me to decide.
And I think it's also circumstantial. We're not talking about like, okay, you're getting like abused or something crazy.
Yes.
That's something
just
else entirely. Yeah. But, you know, to an extent, you have to back off. And I feel like I pride myself in always trying to be that friend that's like, and you're the same way. Like, you want to be a safe space, and you don't want to get to a point where a friend where they feel like they have to silence their voice.
Can't tell you
like
anything.
You want to be able to be that safe space where you're like, you know what? Yes, that's shitty, but let's talk through it. Or how are you feeling? Or how are you doing? Because that's really what happens is then you're teaching your friend to put her tail between her legs. And when she really needs help, or if there's actually something going on, she doesn't want to open her mouth about it. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's when, I mean, there are people who have tough love, but then there's another extreme. And you want to be the type of person that like, you don't want to shut a door. I mean, I've always felt that way. Like, I don't want to shut a door on like shutting down when my friend needs to talk through something, even if it's not the best scenario.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I would never do that. But then it gets to a point like if you have a friend that's like always comes to you with the same problem, I feel like they eventually, I hope they eventually realize, okay, like I literally have an issue with this every week, and I love that I can vent to you, but like I need to learn from myself.
No,
it's
sometimes
like one of those
it
things.
Becomes like a broken record annoying,
and you're like, what else can I tell you?
Are you happy? Like, yes, and then you're like, girl, like, what are you staying for? Mm-hmm. That's yes.
Make a list, pros and cons.
No. Actually, though, literally. And I think this is something that we discussed early on too. And it's like in a relationship, like I feel like such a good practice is like putting down like and this is something that, you've done in the past where it's like you have your non-negotiables and then you have your things that bother you. And then you say, nobody's perfect. Can I put up with these things if I have all of these things? And I think like that's where you draw the line. That's where you gauge. And then, and on the other foot, you can't also continue to tell your friend the same thing, because then you're like, okay, I'm over this shit.
Yeah, it's like I'm not gonna tell you anything different than last week.
Yeah, literally replay the tape.
Let me give one that someone said, and this one definitely was a hell to the no.
Okay,
it's like absolutely not a friend, because a friend gives you 100% loyalty, not divided loyalty. Oof. And they should not want anything to do with somebody that did you dirty. That's just sneaky. Can't play both sides.
I mean, I resonate with that completely. I resonate with that.
Yeah, I minus that one exception, where like
if somebody fucks you over, like period, like does you really dirty, you, your family, whatever, I hate them because of what they did to you. And I can't look at that person as a good person. And I can't think that person likes me, so it's okay. Mm-hmm. No, they don't. Like, that's who they are at their core. If they really did your friend dirty and that person was in the wrong, I don't know. I can't stand by that person.
I get that. I feel like I would be most like that with people I'm super, super close to.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've also been to a lot of therapy. Thank you to my boy. And, I can forgive. I won't forget. Like, I can... If I go home, there's people I never want to see, but if I do see them, I will smile. I'm not.
Yes.
I'm not going to like hold grudges over things like when I was super young.
Yeah.
We live, we learn, kids are stupid, but I won't forget. Like, I still can't fucking stand
Amanda knows.
But same thing, like, I'm very, like, if I was hanging out with someone that was one of our mutual friends or didn't even know you and they're talking about you, I'm seeing red. Yes. I'm like, say one more fucking thing.
That's
have
100%.
I don't even care. Like, say they said something like little, like, I don't like her hair. I'm going to be like, well, she fucking likes it. Shut up.
Her hair's fucking gorgeous.
Maybe she don't like your hair.
Woven from silk, bitch.
So yeah, I can get I feel like I'm very like, I don't care what you say about me. Someone I love.
I'm the same way. And I won't speak up a lot of times on my own behalf, but if it's for a friend or family, I am going.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, say what you want about me. Yeah. I'm not perfect. Plenty of people out there definitely like this bitch is flawed. Like, but I don't care. No. But I'm just like,
what flaws?
I go to therapy. I don't need you to remind me of the stuff wrong with me.
My therapist looks at me a little crazy.
I already get the sideways exactly on video.
Okay.
Do you have any other good ones?
Let me see. I did get some. Some people I don't want to say too many because some people were like really sharing their stories.
Oh, people went in.
So I'm not going to do that to these people because we had some good conversation, but we definitely got the gist of it.
Yeah, a lot were
and no. I think most of it, the takeaway is like, if someone like blatantly did you dirty, it's a hell no. If it's like, okay, you can keep this friend at a distance, you just kind of don't like each other, whatever, we can deal. But I don't know that you can be totally best friends with the person who's in the middle because you don't really know what's happening on the other side.
I'd be like, what the fuck do you like about that person?
I'd be like,
did you think about how they did me dirty every time you look at them?
Yeah. Yep, that part.
Well, thank you guys for chiming in. We
yes,
appreciate you
guys.
You
guys are the best.
Yes.
We really do appreciate it. You've been weighing in every week, and we love to hear from you.
We agree with you.
Yes. And if you have anything else that you want us to talk about, a topic, a book idea, please write to us at Book Please Podcast on all platforms except for X because of the stupid character limit. So it's at Book Please Pod. Okay. Let's get into our book. We read chapters 14 through 20 in A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. OMG, it's getting crazy.
For me, to be honest, it's like they're adding all these new characters. I can't keep up. Like, I get the gist of what's going on.
Yeah.
But ask me to name a character. Ask me to name one of his few friends. Can't do it.
The inner circle.
The inner circle.
So
there we go.
It just happened, in this section. So we'll get there. Okay. So we met a bunch of new characters. Now we are in Valeris, and we learned why this deal had to happen where Feyre had to be like, literally, I swear I will never say anything if I leave here. Like, we understand the secret now. This is a place that not even Amarantha knew of, that this place was untouched for 5,000 years. And through these chapters, we were like begging the question, like, why, how did, Rhys shield this place? We come to learn certain things, and we learn a bunch of characters that are in this world now with Feyre.
I mean, for me, I was first kind of like, I understand, like why he would want to keep like his people safe, and, opening it up to other people jeopardizes, the safety. So at first, it kind of annoyed me because she was so annoyed about it. She's like, you didn't think about other people. You only thought about it. And in my head, I'm like, I would have done the same.
Feyre was very conflicted about this. She was looking around in awe that this place was unscathed. But at the same time, she's looking around through a lens of like, this place is unscathed and everything else is in ruins. And all of everything is destroyed and people are dead, and look at the jolly people walking down the street. So I understand her bitterness, but at the same time, this was your only chance to keep one city safe.
Yep.
And this is the only, and it made sense. Like, this is the only one that was not known about.
And Tamlin would have done the same if he could.
Yeah, totally. And Rhys went through great lengths. He was being very selfless. Like, he sacrificed himself. He didn't see them for years. He didn't see them for years. You could feel like the heaviness in the room when it was brought up that he was under the mountain and Feyre was like, well, you guys were here. And they were all like tight, like in the throat, like, shit, yeah, he did all this for us. He was Amarantha's whore, literally. And any person that he came across, he was wiping. He was like
sacrificed a lot,
like manipulating their minds so that no one would remember this place. He did the very best that he could.
Yeah, I fall in love with this man more and more. He's my book husband, fantasy husband.
Not to zoom to the end, but I was dying when she was about to go into the Weaver and he made the remark about Cassian, and he was like,
oh, you could be with him.
He was like, well,
he'll take
maybe Cassie, like even Cassian was second guessing you going here. And he's like, well, maybe he just wants to sleep with you and, testing the waters. And she's like, yeah, sure. I'm
Send
down.
him tonight.
Let him know. I was like, yes, Feyre, I love you, queen.
In my head, I was like, girl, no, you want Rhys. What is going on? You're going to marry him one day.
I know it. Was dead.
I like how he kind of also lets her make her own decisions. He asks her, is this what you want to do? He doesn't just force, like, it's not, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I like when my man's like, do this.
Yes.
But then I'm also like, I have a mind.
Yes. No, he gives her choice, and I love that. And he's always like, look, if you don't want to do this, that's cool. And that's everything that Tamlin was not for her, especially now that she's much more powerful, can stand on her own. She doesn't need a man to like coddle her and take care of her. Like, she's growing into her, who she is now. It's a little sad to see like she has this like hole and she feels like this darkness. And she's like, she even said like all these things, I survived, but the one thing I don't know I'll survive is like that hole in me, that missing piece, that darkness, because of killing people, because of losing her humanity, because everything that she went through. It was hard.
Yeah, but I feel like too, I also see her becoming like a better, I feel like when she was with Tamlin, like she was kind of not like trapped, but you could tell she wasn't as free. Whereas with him, she has her own mind. She could do what she wants. He tells her, like, you can go anywhere here and it's safe.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that so nice that a man's literally like, do what you want, babe. You're going to be fine.
He even said to her, like, if you choose not to work with me at the end of the day, like when he took her to the House of Wind, which is first she went to like the house just for family, which is so nice. He opens up everything to her. And then was like, when they went for business, he was like, look, if you decide not to work with me, we can still find a way, which I loved he phrased it this way, to keep you fulfilled while remaining here, even if you want nothing to do with any of this. Yeah. And I loved that. And at first, like you could see little traces of her feeling, first she was like, so, she's in awe of being here. And then she's thinking like, am I being so ungrateful for thinking these thoughts of Tamlin? Mm-hmm. And then she remembered when she was outside of the jewelry store, she's like, I won't dare look at my hand where my ring once was, like her engagement ring. Mm-hmm. And those are starting to fade, but she's coming into herself. She meets Cassian, Amren, and Azriel, and they're all part of the inner circle. Moore shows up. She decides she does want to work with them, which we love. I think love.
Cassian?
Yeah.
He's the one training her for...
Yes.
Yep.
And then
I think they're going to have
we come to learn, really?
Yeah, when he's training her, they're going to give her some physical.
And then it's like Reese is going to just like...
have to chime in. Let me train her.
Do you feel like Reese has had anything with any of these women, like maybe Amren?
No, I feel like they were making comments because she's the one she's part something else, right? Yeah, they don't make it sound like she's like, no offense, attractive. I get like dark,
but then she has
lonely,
those eyes,
the eyes. So I don't think so, and I can't see him mixing like they seem like family.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. And
I think
I was wondering if I was getting vibes from Amren, but. Maybe not. I think she's definitely one of those creatures that came through the ripples, that got trapped. We know she's been here for millennia. And it was funny, too, because Reese was like, you'll see when you see her, like, that she's something else. And she, like, saw her eyes, and she was, like, starting to process, like, damn, what is this woman? But I know that Feyre has, like, some sort of bigger purpose in this. And
for sure. Hello, his wife.
Like, it's... well, that. I meant, what is it, the Book of Breathing?
Oh, with like what they need.
What is it called exactly? Book of Breathers. Let me see.
Girl, they be tripping me up with all this stuff. I'm like, she couldn't give them normal names. Harry.
Stop.
John.
OMG. Whatever. It is what it is. We're just going to call it the book. Book of...
Oh, we got to talk about how...
Breathings.
Oh, the Book of Breathings. How she... gets into people's head.
Yes. Yeah. So she's a Daimati. Okay, so let's talk about how when this is all happening now, Reese takes Feyre to the prison. They're realizing, okay, well, a war is happening. We need to get together. Like, let's all figure this out. And they go to the prison to figure out, like, what is going on with the King of Hybern? What does he have no searching for? And they go to get answers from this bone carver. And this being can appear as whatever he wants, and both people in the room can see something else. Yep. So they go down there, and it's like this dark world, and Amren was once trapped down there too, which is like sad. And we really got a lot of stories from all the different characters, like their roots, how sad it was, like why Azriel's hands are scarred from his brothers. Like, we really got to know their stories, Rhysand and his mom. Should we talk about that first, or the prison?
We can get into his family.
Yeah. So he's part Illyrian, and oh my goodness, his mom.
Oh, she sounds like such a gem.
I was so happy she kept her wings. It was so sad, the lengths that she had to go to do so. But Rhys clearly got his powers from his mother. She misted his father and got to keep her wings because that's not customary. Like, when you have your bleed, you're just kept to be a breeding machine. And it's really sad. So... I love how he told stories of how they would fly together. We don't quite know what happened yet to her.
No, yeah, we just know she's not around
no longer, but we don't know because he did use past tense.
Yes,
so we haven't gotten there.
And then
yet.
there was a part when he used past tense and Feyre was like, oh, I'm going to leave it there.
Yes, she
didn't want to pry.
That. Oh, so sad. Okay, so the prison. We get to the prison. He appears as a little boy for Feyre and as Juriel. Juriel for
Rhys, yeah.
Rhys. So
do you think it's like foreshadowing?
Well, basically what we know is like the King of Hybern's plan is to resurrect Juriel to help fight.
Yes.
And they were going there for answers to see like, is this possible? Can you do this? And
it is.
At first, the bone carver was like, no. And then he's like, well, if you do this.
But it can also do this.
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
So that's definitely what he was looking for, the cauldron. And then the book of breathings is what will basically undo any of that, that's basically what created all beings and earth. So that can reverse anything.
And bring someone back to life.
Yes. And if that is destroyed, like everything that's in existence is too. And there was some interesting line that I wrote down that was said about the Book of Breathings. Basically, it's in two halves, and you can use that to negate whatever the king is using the cauldron for. And
so you think that's hinting?
I think the part where we learned that it has to be something that wasn't created from that or from Earth. She was reborn. She'll be the answer. She'll be the one who can do it. And where we're left really is with the Weaver.
Yes.
They're testing her tracking powers. That was the cliffhanger because she finally found the ring. They sent her in as a test, which was a huge test. And we're like, okay, is she going to be able to find it? She's not sure. She's navigating. And then she feels a sense. And it brings her to the ring, which is Rhys's ring.
And she literally went in there for a ring.
And yeah, she was like, what the hell? And we're left where she's like humming, whatever, the Weaver. And then all of a sudden, she stopped singing. And that's the end of the chapter. And I was like, do you know the willpower I had to have to stop?
I know. It's always leave somewhere where I'm like, no.
Yeah. So for next week, we'll pick up from there. We're reading chapters 21 to 31. And we'll see what happens because I was literally on the edge of my seat. I can't wait to get back into it and see what happens with this Weaver because we were kind of left in the middle there. And I mean, now we know it's confirmed. She does have tracking powers, so we'll see where that leads her.
I can't wait.
Okay. Well, thank you guys, and we'll see you next week.